Okay. Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to be ranking all the chapters in Red Dead.
Yeah, sup guys?
So that's Skelly Guy and I'm Jack. So, I'm just going to say a chapter, starting from chapter 1, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we're going to work our ways up.
Okay. So, chapter 1, Culture.
On that one in my playthrough. I like it. There aren't very many things to do. It literally lasts 2 hours.
Yeah, it's fun the first time around, learning like all the game mechanics in the first chapter. It's fine, but after you've beaten the game and are starting a new playthrough, it just gets boring.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lukewarm bug through where it's holding you back from actually playing the game. Also,
yeah.
I think it's kind of dumbed down for people who've already played the game. Like, you can't pull out your weapon for half the chapter, even when you're free roaming.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I'll give it maybe a 6.5, just because all the missions you do are memorable ones. What about you?
I'll give it like a 5.4.
All right. That sounds good.
All
right,
chapter
2, Valentine.
Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
Mhm.
Cause,
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's like right whenever you're actually able to explore. It's probably just because you get to do all that stuff, it's probably the most fun chapter.
Yeah, honestly, I like the bar fight the most.
Yeah, the bar fight's pretty cool.
But that's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, like chapter 2 is one of the most memorable chapters, just because it's right whenever you get out of the first chapter.
Yeah, and honestly, Valentine, like, you meet the gunslinger guy who gives you the missions to go kill Billy Midnight and all of them. And that ends up being like a really fun starter thing that you get to do as a player.
Yeah, it is really fun. So I think I'll rank it as an 8.
Unlike our town review, I'll give it a 7.
Okay. Chapter 3, Roads.
Roads. Oh man, I love this one.
Yeah.
Roads actually play kind of as a decoy as a sheriff. We get to really just invest in everyone's time.
Yeah,
and as an outlaw, it's pretty good to do.
I think it's the best chapter, honestly.
Yeah, I could agree with you there.
Yeah. Like, even at the start of it, you get a bunch of money because that guy gives you a gold bar.
Yeah. I felt like since you just got out of, the game's kind of introduction,
yeah,
you really started to make money out of it.
Yeah, and there's, more side missions to do. That is the time where you explore the most in chapters.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Also, since there's so many outlaw things, it really brings you through the immersion of the old Western times, which Rockstar was trying to do with the game. Yeah,
100% agree. Chapter 4.
Saint Denis. I do not remember anything about this one, I'm just being honest.
It's not great. It's like Angelo Bronte. There are some cool missions. It's just not great, though. It's,
I think the thing they're trying to do...
We didn't do our ranking on Roads in chapter 3. I'll give it, an 8.5.
Oh, you're right. I forgot. Yeah, I'll give it 7, Nothing really is that. But anyway, Saint Denis. I feel like what Rockstar was trying to do with the missions was really bring out, a mafia type thing with Angelo Bronte.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't really see it, even though it was clear, that's what they were trying to do. So I'll give it, a 6. it was still pretty cool.
Yeah, I can see that. I respect that.
With like the Braithwaite Manor and like it was still kind of like in my alley, you know.
Yeah. All in all, I didn't like it a whole bunch. I think it was good, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chapter 5, Warma.
Chapter 5.
I'll give
tuberculosis.
wait. I'll give Saint Denis like a 5.4.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6.
Okay. Chapter 5, Gorma.
Personally, I really like the Caribbean island. Or not that, Gorma, yeah. I don't know why I said Caribbean. But besides that, honestly, I feel like they did a good job with the scenery and all the people of the Guarma culture, like, fighting against Dutch and his gang. I felt like the escape was very good.
Like, yeah, but also, like, you there's not much freedom in that chapter.
Yeah, that's where I could agree with you.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a lot more stuff, but it all got cut. I feel like it would have
been sharks.
Yeah, it would have just been a lot better chapter if they kept all that stuff in, which I understand due to time and stuff. But like after the first few missions, like you're just launched into several more missions, and it's not that great.
You're right, and honestly, I think it was really unrealistic because like after they got the boat and all, like they didn't even know where they were. Like they just came back to the camp with all their stuff. And you would think that they brought, like, everyone there. But then Arthur goes back to a house with, like, Abigail and Tilly. But, like, on the island, it was only Micah, Dutch, Javier. And it just seemed really unrealistic to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was kind of finished and rushed, you know, because that just didn't make any sense.
Yeah. It was definitely rushed. Like, all in all, maybe, like, 4. I'll give it a 4.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a 5. It just, the story and the effect wasn't good, but the idea was solid, so we'll give it a 5.
Yeah, I do like the idea of going to an island.
Like, crashing on a random island, yeah, but they just didn't, the impact wasn't right.
Like, the idea of it is a really good idea. But it's just, you know. Okay, chapter 6.
6. Post-tuberculosis.
Yeah. The saddest chapter by far.
Agreed. So, let's think here. The only thing that I didn't like about this chapter was Ansberg and its introduction. I definitely feel like they could have made Ansberg a part of the chapter a lot more because it was a newly discovered area, but they did not. And also Ansberg is just kind of a crappy town. From our town's rating, you know, y'all can check that out. But it just didn't seem like the best, you know?
Yeah, like, there just wasn't a lot of stuff to do.
But, of course, keep going.
It's probably one of the most boring chapters, and like the only like good side mission in Ansberg is the gunslinger missions, and you only go to Ansberg like once to find that Marshall guy.
You're right. And honestly, I just think I know the whole kind of chapter revolved around Beecher's Hope for location-wise, like the camp. But I feel like their impact of Ansberg for how many missions we did in it.
Wait. You mean Beaver Hollow?
Beaver Hollow, that's right. My bad. I mixed the farm up. It's just that epilogue was too long. I swear it's still in my brain. But anyway.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that, like, we shot Leviticus Cornwall there. Like, I feel like they could have emphasized Ansberg more, maybe. but not just me.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 4. Like, it just has the most boring missions. It is very sad, though, because of, well, actually, let's not spoil it.
You're right. Then the rest of the chapter, it was really good.
Are we going to do the epilogue?
Yeah, but first I want to say a few more things about Chapter 6.
Go ahead.
Because we rated Ansberg. We didn't rate the chapter.
Yeah.
But the rest of the chapter besides Ansberg, Arthur dies. And
I told you not to fucking spoil it.
I'm not my bad, but I feel like people should know. They spoiled everything else.
It's been like 5 years.
Yeah, I think people should know if they even click on this channel. And whoever chose the knife fight first over the fist fight can unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Period. And yeah. But personally, I think that it was good. It was a good chapter. I'll rate it a 9 out of 10.
It was a good chapter. It didn't have a lot of action missions per se.
Yeah.
Like of course it's still a shooter game, so it did have to have shooter missions. It just had a bunch of boring missions, which did add to the story. But also, I feel like they should have just added more missions in general instead of taking away more missions.
What's your rating?
On the chapter, 4.5 to 5.5.
Wow, Chapter 6? Really? I'll give it a 9 just for the ending mission.
Well, actually, I'll go with that.
I mean, because just, even saving Abigail was, better.
Yeah.
But Chapter 6 took way too long. Let's move on to the epilogue part 1.
I feel like the rating has to do with how you play it, though.
You're right.
If you play as an honorable person and get to hear the honorable, stuff on the way back to camp, I feel like that adds to, the just happiness of the chapter and
You're right. But this is our podcast and our perspective on things, and if people think differently, then they don't have to agree with us. It's just us growing as people playing the game and another person's perspective on it. But part 1, I feel like they did a really good job with it, because it took the longest. Anyways, no. But I think it's the best because it showed John's getting in the reins. It had been 8 years, and when the farm was getting raided, by the Lemoyne Raiders, he really jumped back.
Back up.
What?
When did we switch over to the epilogue?
After we got done with Chapter 6. I rated it a 9. You rated it a 9.
Okay. But yeah, the epilogue, part 1 is just a farming simulator. The best mission in epilogue part 1. Well, I guess epilogue part 2 doesn't start until you buy Beecher's Hope, so
That's right. That's what I meant. And that's why I meant, John hearing about, the farm and him just going at it because he was getting back in the reins and defending something, and he got all geared up with his guns, and it really showed the true John Marston that we needed. And it had been 8 years since he touched a gun, so.
Well, no, it hasn't been 8 years. Remember, they've been on the run because he murdered a guy?
You're right. I shouldn't have used that.
But yeah,
besides that, I'll rate it a 6. It was okay.
I'll rate it a 5.8, maybe.
You're right.
Epilogue part 2.
I like this one. I like it because they found Uncle and Charles and good regroup.
Yeah, the ending is a good ending. I feel like it wasn't the best, like, ending in a game, but they worked with what they had, and they did an okay job of it.
Agreed. Okay. So with that, I mean, I'm gonna try to make this short. I'll rate it a 7. It was definitely an ending that made sense.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 7.5.
Yeah, it was decent.
Yeah.
Okay, next subtopic. So the next subtopic, we're going to focus on what person is going to be the main character of RDR3.
That is actually a toughie, you know?
You know what? You're right, Wiley. And the thing is, we need to focus on other perspectives of this question because it's like, well, what timeline is it going to be based in? Is it going to be a prequel? Or is it going to be based after the Wild West days? So people suspect that it's going to be a mafia, but I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, I don't, like, it doesn't make any sense for it to be a mafia game. Or is there even going to be a sequel?
You know what? You're right. But I think it is. So I feel like I've drawn it between Charles, Arthur, Dutch, and Red Harlow.
Actually, we might be able to put, it's either going to be like young Arthur, young Dutch, or like young Hosea.
You're right.
Because like Red Dead Revolver, they never like added on to that. All they did was, you know, make another cowboy game.
You're right.
But yeah, I doubt
the reason why keep going.
I doubt it's gonna be someone completely new if they do make another game. I think it'd be cool if we got to play like maybe as like a gunslinger or something, like Landon Ricketts.
You know what? Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Or like Frank Ketch, which you've heard about. Or just like a gunslinger, maybe.
Okay, so here are why I think these 4 perspectives could have worked. So we should start off with Red Harlow. So I think it could be a whole backstory with Landon Ricketts, Hermione Calloway, like, and Red Harlow, and like they had. Wait, no, I'm my bad. And they were like gunslingers, you know, all together.
Like Super Herman E. Calloway.
Yeah.
From the book.
What do you mean from the book?
Herman
Calloway.
Not
Hermione Calloway. What's his name?
Jim Boy Calloway.
Yeah, I was thinking of Bud, not Buddy. My bad. But I feel like all of them could be gunslingers somehow. Yeah. I'm not really educated on Red Dead Revolver, but that could work.
Honestly, I don't know if there is going to be a prequel. Well, or like a sequel or whatever. Go ahead.
The reason why I think it could be Dutch is because it could be this whole build-up where he's trying to find the gang and, like, it's their own backstory. It would be probably a better prequel to RDR2 than Arthur, in my opinion.
Yeah. Or, like I said, maybe it's like Hosea or something.
You know what? You're right. But I believe it could be Dutch more because he kind of manifested the gang and he was the leader. And he made that clear in RDR2. So I feel like if we could just view it from his perspective on maintaining the gang and, like, getting more people to join it, and make a lot more sense for RDR2.
I feel like maybe, like, it'd be, like, maybe over a few years, it'd be a longer game than Red Dead Redemption 1 or 2. It'd be, like, 3 sections.
You know what? You're right.
Like whenever the gang first started with Hosea, Young Jose, Young Arthur, and Young Dutch. Maybe like a few years after, and then and then the newest and then the third part would be like leading up to the Blackwater Massacre.
Yeah. All right, we're running out of time with that topic, so let's do a next short one. So this one's kind of all over the place, but I feel like it was better to include it because of the previous subtopic we just talked about. All right, which one do you think is going to be released first? RDR 1 Remastered or Red Dead Redemption 3?
RDR 1 Remastered.
Well, here's where I catch you on that. So Rockstar promised as a PS5 exclusive that they're going to make an RDR 1 Remastered, but only for the PS5, but they completely ditched that project a long time ago. So I think the chances of just getting one is kind of lower. But RDR 3 would make more sense because it's just adding on to the franchise. But, you know, it could go either way.
Yeah. How much time do we have left?
Good question. We have like 5 minutes.
Okay.
But, you know, it could go either way.
Yeah. So is this like a specific... Well, I'll actually just ask you this question after the call.
Okay.
Are you still on the
Well, actually, thank you for asking that question because now I can explain it to, like, our viewers. So, technically, we choose a topic to talk about. This one was Red Dead Redemption. And then we choose 3 subtopics to talk about, like our chapter ranking, who's going to be the main character of Red Dead Redemption 3, and which one should come first, like RDR 1 Remastered or Red Dead Redemption 3. So those are 3 subtopics about Red Dead Redemption, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do this for most podcasts. Each subtopic could last 15 minutes or one could outweigh the other. But in total and all, we want to make this around 45 minutes, 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. But luckily we have just enough time to kind of end it. And I feel like it's on a good note because I'm explaining this. So honestly, guys, I'll see you later. It was nice having a night with you because it's midnight as we're recording this. But this could be posted later. So this has been Jack.
And Skelly.
And Skelly Guy. So we'll see you later. Bye.